All right. Good luck,
Okay,
everybody.
good morning. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it is 7:46. We're going to call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. Hopefully Amy will be able to join us. I know Ed is out of town. Bill is away. So it may just be us. Okay, public comment. There's none. Okay, so first agenda item is approval of the July minutes.
Make a motion to accept.
Okay, Feeney.
I second that.
Okay, and then any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, commission members. So Vince, I think you still had to go up and like swear
Yeah.
in something.
I'm tentatively scheduled for September 7th, I believe.
Okay,
That's in the works.
good. Okay, thank you. All right, let's talk a minute about the retirement of Jeff Hackett and what we know about who's going to replace him, which, as far as I know, they haven't appointed anybody. Laura does know who. Why don't you fill us in on who's filling Jeff's spot specifically?
Sure. My understanding is that Jeff Hackett's replacement is Jeff Van Steenberg, who is, well, he was a current district tech. So he moved up into Jeff's position. I was not able, I never heard back. I sent an email. I'd never even heard back from the district HR person. So I don't know what was communicated during the interview process about TCTV responsibilities. I was waiting because I knew that there were some interviews, you know, I'd been asking the THS administration. They knew that the interview process was happening, but they didn't have any answers. So now that Jeff has been appointed, I'm going to reach out and email him and just see if he and I can either, you know, have a chat at some point just to discuss, you know, what Jeff Hackett did, and hopefully he can help us with some of the same things. Also, Kate or I want to follow up with Todd Manuel, who is now the new THS principal, not to add more things to his ever-growing list, but to find out if his replacement in C House or if one of the other house principals will be our THS point person for the station.
The other thing that we found out is that it looks like the district techs are not going to be assigned to specific buildings anymore. They're going to.
I think Pat is still generally going to be the high school person, but I'm not really sure whether that's going to happen or not.
So we need to get that clarified because
Yeah.
Pat does help us sort of on day-to-day computer issues.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can't have someone assigned to a building as big as Trumbull High with as many users as there are there, but
I think it's more, I don't know if it's that Pat's not assigned to Trumbull High. I think it's more that Pat's assigned to Trumbull High End. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's, and their offices are elsewhere. So I don't know. He may be in the building every day for all I know and just may be pulled. But since I don't see him very often, that may not be the case. So I just don't know the specific.
okay. So you're going to reach out to Jeff Van Steenberg.
Yep.
You're going to see what you can at least touch base with Pat when school starts and see what his understanding is of his availability. And we're going to find when you're going to touch base with the new C House principal to see who's responsible for the studio or Todd.
Whoever.
Yep.
Right. And I did see Pat over the summer and I did ask him what was going on, and he's not entirely clear. And, you know, Pat's willing to help, but at the same time, you know, he kind of, and I understand this completely, like, it needs to be decided who's going to be, you know, like if there's stuff with head end server stuff, I'm not really clear who's going to be maintaining that. Although Cablecast has kind of been maintaining that remotely. Unfortunately, knock wood, we haven't really needed a lot of support in that respect.
Okay. You know, the other thing I need to do is go back to the Board of Ed budget and make sure I can find the line item in the technology budget for our support because it's in there.
Yes.
In case anybody needs reminding. at Long Hill. Okay. 2022-23 budget status. Oh, shoot, I meant to pull that up. Can we skip down? Just hold on 1 minute. I meant to have that pulled up. We did not use all our money. But I don't have a final accounting yet. I'm waiting for Dan to send me something, but usually our records align. Hold on. And if they don't, it's for explainable reasons that we get sorted out.
And
So,
we appreciate that the new tripod arrived. The platform came and we returned it because I goofed and neglected to look at the weight. The thing was I had to have my 16-year-old son help me put it in my car and then bring it back to the post office to return. And I figured anything that big is clearly not going to be appropriate for any of our videographers to be bringing to set up as a platform. It was going to be a 4x4, like 2-3 foot tall platform, which would be really cool, but it just was unwieldy and not practical. So
Yeah, that
yeah.
that makes sense.
okay, so let me just see if I can share where we ended up here. Hold on. Just so you guys can see. Okay, so this is the 22-23 budget. So we spent a little over half. I need to make sure that all of these numbers are up to date. I got to go check my links, but we were fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we downsized the size of our videographer budget a little bit for this coming year because we have so consistently not used all of our money. But I think we have some projects, which we'll talk about in a minute, that I think will fill up more of that videographer time. So that's good. And since it's only August, we spent our July money. We're moving on to August, so we're still on budget. It's good. But usually the summer is a little bit slow. So once things get going in September, we'll have more programming. So on that note, any questions on the budget? Either the fiscal year that just finished June 30th or the one that started July 1st?
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right, programming, Laura.
General programming. It's summer, so it was really quiet. On the upside, I got an email from a student who's interested in being a videographer. So we may add another student, which is awesome. So I reached out to him and asked, I said, look, if you're around over the summer, come on in and talk. If not during the school year, come in and talk. So that'll be great. I've got the sports schedule set up and ready to go. Some of the videographers are starting to sign up for those events, the students. We're still planning on streaming all of the home football games with 10 Network. Excuse me. So that is
live stream.
I'm sorry?
Live stream?
Yes. 10 is the audio network. They live stream audio, and then we use that as our audio track for the video stream. And I've just been encouraging multiple students or whoever to sign up for football games. Todd Manuel told me, and I just want to verify this, that I think Kylie, his daughter, will be a freshman, and I think she's going to be down on the field. I'm not sure if she's going to be working with 10, but kind of just getting some like player commentary. So I'll have to double check with him about that, because if we could put a camera on her shoulder, how fun would that be?
That would be very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or even if we could have another student videographer with Kylie.
With her, yeah.
So just, however it would work, I think that would be really fun to get some sideline responses.
Hey, Laura, how are we, looking back at the graduation ceremony?
Yes.
That was streamed or, didn't stream from the football field. How are we Are we assuming that because there won't be that many people there, that we'll be okay with the wireless? Or
The football streaming has not been problematic, again, knock wood, to date.
okay, with the same setup that we used for.
Yes,
Okay.
which is
So-
why so I think it's just a matter of people.
Yeah.
I think-
If so, I'll wait till the technical, but I think it would be a good idea to test some technology that would work during the
a good
graduation
idea.
also.
Yes, I was just gonna say because we're hosting the Thanksgiving game. And that's the St. Joe's Trumbull, which is usually a very
Okay.
stadium. So that might be a good time to try hardwiring.
Well, that or remember the microwave.
Yes, agreed.
So let's talk about that.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, that is a good
Fine.
idea because we have to solve this problem.
Just so
Yeah.
we can get some practice in, or we know that we can do this, no matter how many people are there.
And then we could probably, if we wanted to, we could test both and see if one has a better response or, in terms of ease of use or
Yeah,
whatever. But I think that's a great idea, Jens. Thank you.
Hi,
Original,
Amy. I'm just saying hi to Amy.
hi, Amy. Good morning.
Hello.
yeah.
Sorry for the late join.
No problem. Okay, Laura's just taking us through a programming update. So
Yes.
keep going, Laura.
Original programming tomorrow. I have a really cool event that I'm going to be recording some pieces of. The Trumbull High Class of 1973 is meeting up tomorrow for their 50th reunion. I'm going to be tagging along with them as they tour the high school. I've been in touch. Actually, again, Todd Manuel looped me in on this. So thank you to him for thinking of that. And the recipients on the email, I had reached out to some of the people who were like coordinating the reunion. And I just said, hey, if you guys are interested, would it be okay if I tagged along, got some footage, maybe some interviews? And they were like, yes, do this. You got free reign.
So is Mary Markham who you're talking to?
No, I've been talking to, hold on, I'll tell you. Tom Gallo, I know is one of them. Tom Gallo, Tom Sullivan. And then the other people, it was just Tom Gallo and Tom Sullivan are the people that I've been talking to so far. Mary, as far as I know, was not on that
Okay.
email chain. But so my plan is I'm going to bring, a couple lav mics. I'm going to follow them around on the studio on the high school tour. I'm going to bring some lav mics and try to get some interviews and just ask them, what do you think? How is it different? How is it the same? I was sent some pictures from the yearbook, which had some inside pictures from previous, from when they were in high school, which is awesome. And then they're going to send me, sorry, let me open my email back up again. I had asked if they included, how yearbooks always include like senior superlatives and stuff like that. But I had asked if they included things like class favorites, like what was your favorite song, like the class of 73, favorite song, favorite artist, like what was, and then I said, I can always look up other things like what were favorite movies. And they said, yes, we have that information. And then he said that there was also a yearbook insert that includes predictions for 2023. So I have to see this. I can't wait to see
God.
it.
You're
Yeah,
sitting
and-
on a scoop. You're sitting on a real scoop.
That
Yeah.
is
This
very
could go
cool.
viral.
Yes. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I said, can we try to recreate some of the pictures from 1973? Like they had pictures of the kids walking down the stairway, the stairwells.
The inside stairwells. Yeah.
Yeah, and they still look the same. So, but there's still a lot of it that changed. So I just thought this would be really cool. And they are super enthusiastic and really on board. They're like, you've got free reign, do whatever you want. This will be great, which is fantastic. So I thought this would be a really cool, a really neat opportunity. It'd be a lot of fun to pull together. So
That's awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
love it.
yeah.
I'm not sure that 73 is 50 years ago, though. It doesn't feel like that, but
No, it was only
That's
like
just me.
20, maybe 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because was not that long ago. But so that's what's coming up right now for original programming. And then the other original, obviously, is there's a municipal election this year. I need to connect with Katie Boland. She's the AP US History Social Studies Honor Society teacher at Trumbull High. So I want to touch base with her because she hasn't met her students yet. So she doesn't know yet where people's interests and, strengths lie. So that will help us, shape where everything's going. And I would like to do like we did 2 years ago, where Katie Boland was one of the hosts. She had a couple students host, and then the students did the lion's share of the field work. Like I know last time Vince was our trustee auditor. Thank you, Vince. We even had him on camera in the back, typing
Yeah.
away frantically on spreadsheets. But we had kids embedded at all of the polling locations, and so they quickly got the responses in. So again, we had spoken last time that our push is going to be, early results, quick results. I think we were the first ones out, and then we'll work on some of the graphics and incorporating some of that. And the other thing too, which is there's actually a couple things that are really cool. Matt Braxick, who is also a teacher at Trumbull High, is going to be teaching, he's going to be teaching some video production classes. So I need to follow up with, again, these are all people I have not been able to follow up over the summer because everything has just been so, there's no students. So they don't know.
I ran into Matt. Oh, and
good.
told him we were really excited about him being this year, and he's looking forward to getting involved. And he's a great guy. He really is.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. He's been in the studio. He's borrowed our equipment for the plays, and he's come in before. Super nice guy. So I want to follow up with him as well because he may have students that would be interested in helping run the control room.
Mhm.
So you should touch base with Katie Boland sooner rather than later, because this class has already expressed interest in their focus being on getting out the vote.
Okay,
So
great.
they have asked, I believe, both parties for any old lawn signs that they have that they can paint over.
Oh, fantastic.
The candidate stuff and just have it be get out the vote messages.
And last time they did that as well. They put together some videos that we ran.
Right.
So
they're already worked, like that's the
perfect.
first project. So you should talk to, like, she just told me about this like two days ago.
Perfect, because the kids come in on Tuesday. So I'll email her today and then we'll start to get that ball rolling.
Would you mind copying me?
Yeah,
Laura?
absolutely.
Because with regards to the graphics and the stuff like that, I'd like to set up a meeting or form a little committee or a little group of people that go through how we could best do that, so we know what's needed technically and how the evening is going to
excellent
progress. So sometime mid-September, that'll give us 7 weeks.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll get those emails out today to Katie and to Matt. And then the other thing, I'm sorry that Ed is not here, so we can, give him a nice big pat on the back, but he connected us with the School of Media at Fairfield University. And we had a great Zoom call with one of the program directors there. There's the opportunity for us to work with their students. We could create an internship. There can be one-off opportunities. So they can come in, if we wanted to. I mentioned the election night show. I mentioned the football games and other sports games. So if any of them had an interest in, live streaming events, they could come in, learn how to use the Sling Studio, and we could kind of like let them go off and run with it. And then we had discussed putting together possibly a 1-credit internship where the students could come in and then help with, we could actually use them as like a social media intern to help them put together videos and reels to put on the site to beef up the social media presence. Because if any of you, I don't know how often everybody is on social media, but Facebook Reels, I know, Amy, this is your area of expertise, but Facebook Reels, which are similar to TikTok, are becoming more prominent on people's Facebook feeds. So this would be an opportunity to get some more content pushed out, like short pieces of content pushed out that way. It could be highlights from a meeting. It could be, highlights from a sports game. It could be anything. So that would give them the opportunity to earn some credit. What my understanding, I think, was different from Ed, so we just need to clarify that, which is not a problem. But they can't, the issue was the students can't work for free. We can't just have them come in and work for exposure. They either have to get credit, which we, again, they're willing to work with us to provide them credit, or payment. And my understanding was that, we could offer a paid internship. And yeah, exactly. I agree. I'm like, if you're in college, yeah, you're getting credits, but I think they should get paid for their work
Just be
too.
like any other videographer.
Exactly.
We just put them on our roster and they turn, submit their
Yeah.
information and they get paid for what they shoot or whatever
Right.
works.
Exactly, for what they produce. And then again, if they earn college credit and get paid, I think that's totally fine. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I don't either. We just got to follow whatever the school's rules are, right?
Exactly.
Because I know at like Northeastern, their internships, but they don't call them that. You have to pay them, right?
Okay. Well, that's a relatively new thing, because 11 million years ago when I was in college, I had an internship and we didn't get paid.
Yeah, which is, I have some labor issues with that.
Well,
Let's not go there.
Yeah. Okay. But I think, like I said, I agree that I feel that the students, even if they're getting credit, should be paid regardless.
I think you should look at the studio equipment also. Don't just give them the the little devices that go with you. But the switcher we have in the studio is semi-professional. So if anyone wants, maybe they have that at Fairfield U already, but don't discount that as a learning opportunity also.
No, and I mentioned the election show as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to get a lot of people in, and they, and again, I think it's great because, as I've said before, right now, my experience is like, my world is TCTV Studios. So I think it's great to get the Fairfield University kids in because they've worked with other equipment, they've been other places. So I'm looking forward to those, other eyes and other suggestions. And just for the record, Katie Dunn, our first success story, went through Fairfield's program. Matt Schlenk went through, who edits with us now, went through their program. So, we already have a little bit of, a connection with the program. So, and I think Ed's son went through the program as well. So we have a nice connection already established. And as I said, the director of the program was really supportive and just really the impression. I walked away feeling like we could have a really good relationship with them.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So again, Matt, huge kudos to Ed for starting that ball rolling.
So we could get the juices really flowing with Trumbull High, and then with the local university.
Yeah,
this is where we've wanted to go. So
yes,
great news.
Yeah.
I have to jump to the phone now and be on my way.
Okay.
Can we spend just 30 seconds on that storage thing that is coming up in technical?
Yes.
Not to
Yeah, that's fine. We're
going
to.
I'm good with programming. So thanks.
So Lara, Ed, and I met, and we're going to meet again to find out what the requirements are, because there may be some legal requirements, there may be some I don't know, the historical society, etc., etc. So we haven't made any decision yet, but we're still working on it. And
just remember that we are not the record. We are not the official record of meetings.
I know we were even if we're not the official record, if we can provide a service, that would be on a best effort basis, no guarantee.
Or at least parallel, right? You want whatever we're doing to make some sense within the greater. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So next meeting, you'll have a recommendation for us?
I hope so. I mean, we'll be further along for sure. Well, the thing is, I think we've settled on where we're going to put this stuff. Now it's a question of what are we going to put.
Okay, so the policies. Yep.
Yeah, and it's not to throw a monkey wrench into that, but I actually had a conversation with Cablecast yesterday, and I'll send an email because it did talk about storage. So I
Okay.
don't know. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to take all of that into account. So,
yeah, I mean, I could, so basically, we were discussing, I can't remember what God, now I'm drawing a blank now that I'm on the spot. I was asking about some of the features, because what they've done is they've rolled the bulletin board system, which we call Carousel. That's their product. Carousel has now for PEG stations has been rolled into the scheduling software, but the content lives on another server. So that would mean a different piece of equipment. That said, all of our equipment is running, so there's no need for us to make any changes now. The system we're running in terms of content and video on demand is 5 years old. Kate, I can't believe we switched that stuff 5 years ago already.
oh my gosh.
I know, it's crazy. So, but I just asked, and I was, so if we do, or at the point that everything does get migrated to something else, I mean, these things, knock wood again, have been workhorses. They've been really, serving us well. And rather than having multiple servers in the future, we can have one single server.
Would that be a server that we maintain, or?
It would be a Cablecast server.
But would it be at their premises, or would it be at our?
It would be in our head end.
I mean, we would have to fix it if the power supply breaks. We can't get to it because the doors are locked. Without knowing the details, I'd much rather put things in the cloud where.
Right. Well, what they were saying is, and rather than put it on a Cablecast server, we could, what he had said is, if there is, and I wonder if there's a way to do this, I'll have to look into it. What he had mentioned is, if we do have, say, external storage on the server rack, there's a way in the scheduling software where we could set up a workflow where the system automatically pushes that to that server. So I would think, but again, I don't know for sure, that there should be a way to automatically schedule things to be pushed up to the cloud.
Well, we will have to do that anyway,
Well, I mean, right now,
Can you guys make this part of your separate conversation so you can figure it out?
Sure.
Because those are all the things that need to be taken into consideration, right?
Right.
What's the best way to do this? And then, okay, what are our policies around what we're keeping?
Right.
So, okay, great.
But
Sounds like there's lots to talk about.
I'm sorry, just kind of tied in because, again, we don't need to upgrade any servers right now. Everything we have is still working. There's no need to change, but I just had that conversation like, hey, what's, if we wanted to do this, what would the cost be? So I don't know that we need to change the, change the Carousel server because it's still working. There's no point. But, and then the other thing that was brought up is, closed captioning. I don't know where we are. I don't recall where we are. I know that was a discussion a while ago, but I haven't heard anything since as far as, should we be transcribing all of our meetings or not?
Okay, well, we need to start to have that conversation because we're going to have to start to put together next year's budget.
Okay.
By the end of this year, we only have $5,300 in the capital budget, which was to continue to replace our field cameras, which I know we've done some of. And so that should be part of that discussion. Let's not forget about that. Okay.
And I'll start collecting data on, because the way that Cablecast does it, again, they provide buckets of minutes of captioning, if that makes sense. So you could buy 500, 1,000 minutes of captioning, and then you only need to caption the meeting once, and then it's captioned forever. So I just need to start collecting the average number of new minutes of government meetings per week, so we know roughly how much we're going to use. And then they also provide I think it's 5 hours of trial, but I don't want to start the trial until we've put a little more, measures in place.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so let's keep going. We're going to backtrack a little on the agenda and go to the top of the technical list and go to Council Chambers video distribution system update. Do we know anything? I forgot to ask them.
We do. Well, the TriCaster crashed again on Thursday during a town council meeting, and we lost a big chunk of it because when it crashes, it doesn't, like when you record, after you record this meeting, when you end Zoom, it spends some time, doing whatever technical things it needs to do so you can play back the file. So when it crashes, it doesn't do those like wrappers.
Yeah, so when is the new system going in?
We're supposed to meet with Donnie next week. Bill is supposed to meet with Donnie, and I said, I will be available. You tell me when and where, I'll be there. So I have not heard anything yet. Right now, Donnie is on vacation. So we will be meeting next week. Donnie did say in an email, so I have it in writing, if our TriCaster crashes, they will loan us another one.
Okay, can
Yeah, okay.
you reach out and tell them it did and getting
Well, I told him it crashed again. He said if it completely fails, they'll loan us something else. So yeah, I know. Well,
we
I
are
mean,
on borrowed time. Has the bid been awarded? Are we
Yes.
moving forward with DNR? Okay.
the meeting is the preliminary meeting to move forward on installation.
Okay. Yeah. If you could try to be there, that would be really good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said,
Just really push for they got to get moving on this.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I want to be there, because I want to make sure like it crashed twice in the past couple months. Like we don't have time to.
Dilly dally. Okay. Any other equipment issues or situations we need to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
All good right
Not
now.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that some students can get in the studio so we can make sure that all of that equipment is doing what it's supposed to do.
Cool. Okay, so let's see. Moving on. So anything else technical? Any other questions, technical questions? Okay, then we're going to move on to marketing and PR, social media posting, content, and schedule. I
Still
think
doing
that's
that.
still doing.
Still going. Still going up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it now.
I think the thing we had been talking about was doing promos for our original programming.
Yes.
And that is yes, we're doing, or yes, that was an idea we had.
Yes, that's something we're working on doing. There just hasn't been a ton of original programming over the summer. So once I get, like for instance, once I get this footage on Friday, I could grab a little, bits and pieces of it and get, 30, 60-second snippets that can be posted as I piece it together into a longer.
We have a whole Facebook page for Trumbull High grads of the 70s. Every other class will go nuts when they see this.
Yes, I was invited to the class of 73 page. So, and I'm, again, I'm more than happy to share this stuff and post it on YouTube so they can just embed links or do whatever they choose with it. So I think that would be a really nice.
Well, just make a note to suggest to them that they posted on the Trumbull High classes of the 70s or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have it like uploaded to one of our channels or pages and then ask them to repost it so that all the traffic's still going to one single link.
Perfect. Yeah. I can share actually from the I should be able to share that post because I'm a member of they invited me into the class of 73 page. So I should be able to push that post onto their page. And then, offline, I can suggest to them, hey, you might want to push this to the class of 70s alumni page.
Yeah, and then after you have the full video, it might be a good idea to then have somebody look for reels and YouTube shorts and stuff like that. But it would be good to have the full video up so that if people are interested in the little bits, they could go back and see the full video.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the Facebook page is called Trumbull High School, quote, the 70s, unquote.
Okay. Oh, found it. Did I find it? High school. Oh, found it.
Okay. So the administrator is Ann Kearns. If you have any problems getting, letting you in, let me know and I'll vouch
Okay.
for you. Okay.
We should have, where'd that go? I would think that we have some yeah, we have 91 mutual friends. I don't think it should be a problem.
You should not have a problem. Okay, good.
But yeah,
Okay.
I can put together like little short reels as a teaser. And then Amy, as you said, once the final piece is finished, then I can, we can pull other things as well. I think some then and now would be really fun to post.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
and that's
great.
like very easily identifiable of what's
Yeah.
going on, and we've seen it in social media, so that'd do well.
Yes.
Yeah, their reunion is Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Okay.
And then I think- I'm sorry, I was
go
just going to say promos for original programming. I'd love to work with Katie Boland students for the Get Out the Vote. Again,
Yep.
this that they put together was great. Most of them were about a minute long, which is also perfect for social media.
Yep, that's a great idea. Okay, anything else on marketing or PR?
Not for me.
Okay, then, sorry, the ragweed has started, so I'm,
Yeah, good times.
oh my God. All right, our last agenda item is Trumbull High Connection. So Todd Manuel, who was our house principal connection, has been promoted to principal at Trumbull High. Yay!
Yay!
So I think that continued to bode well for our relationship to the school, and Laura and I will be touching base with him to talk about that and make sure that we get somebody else besides him, because he's going to have a lot more urgent things to worry about than the station. Who's going to be our point person, the new C House principal or somebody else to run interference on things, because he was the guy that ran graduation, blah, blah, blah. So Laura, I don't, however you want to play it, we could do a Zoom call with him. I could come in depending upon the day. But I think it would be a good chance to, if he appoints somebody, that we meet that person in person.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, I will, again, today I'll send out all the emails. I'll copy you on the ones you need to be copied on. And I suspect that the liaison position may end up being a little bit fluid, like it may start being Todd until, because I don't know if he has a game plan for how he's gonna redistribute his priorities. The impression that I got, like the understanding that I got when we were sitting in on the C House interviews, was they may end up just like putting all the house principal responsibilities, you know what I mean? Like just kind of laying them all out, seeing what they are, and then seeing where everybody's strengths are. Like I think
it's been very traditional. It's just been well, this house does this and this house does that. And because at one time it was tied to who had skills where, but over time that alignment is not necessarily still there.
Right. I mean, I think that Ellen Spark and B House will probably still do the scheduling, only because she just invested so much time in, especially for this bell schedule. And especially now that they have a new bell schedule, like that's not something that you can just jump in and get. So I'm sure she'll keep that. But in terms of like, other stuff, I'm sure there's going to be some discussions, and it may change and morph over time. But, fortunately, I feel that I have a good relationship with her and with Cristiano, and, and I suspect that we will have a good relationship with the new C House principal, because Amy, as I said, I don't remember if you were on the call or not, but he, personality wise, we got the closest thing to another Todd, basically.
Because you were on the interview committee.
Yes, yeah.
So, okay, that's really good. I'm feeling
it is.
really, really like we're about to take another
Yeah, big jump.
step. Yeah, this is really good.
Yay.
Yay!
Very
So-
exciting.
Does anybody else have any other issues they want to bring up?
Oh, the only other thing I want to mention is and this, again, it's really neither here nor there, but I had a conversation with the sales rep from Cablecast, and we were just talking about different features, and he's like, oh, I think I'm going to keep you in mind when we beta test new features. So that'll be pretty cool.
Great.
So.
The one other thing I was going to suggest was that we do the October 5th meeting at school in the studio.
Sure.
Now, I actually should probably check my own calendar before I say that's a good idea. Hold on. Sure, I don't have to be here that morning. The 5th.
Good idea.
Come on.
Hey, this is Jens. I'm just testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. I think a meeting at the studio is a great idea.
Okay, so yeah, it looks clear to me. Does that work for you, Vince? Can't hear you. Yes. Okay. Amy, how about you?
Is it October 5th?
October 5th. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Amy,
may
have you
be-
been at the studio? Have we had it?
I may be traveling for work, but I'm not sure yet. So don't not do it because of me.
Okay, and if you have to travel and you haven't been up there, then we should probably try to figure out some other time when you can at least go see the studio. Based on your schedule and Laura's.
Yeah, I could find a time with Laura and
Okay.
go
Okay.
if I'm not able to make it.
Okay, so I'm going to put in the minutes that the next meeting will be at the studio unless we decide otherwise in the interim. Like if Ed can't go too. I mean, I want to have the majority of us there because
Mhm.
Vince and Jens and but I would really love it to be the October meeting because by the time, if we wait till November, the election will already be over. And I kind of want it to be here's how the election night stuff gets set up.
Yeah, that'd be nice to be able to kind of walk through the
Yeah.
process.
Okay, anybody have anything else?
No.
Nope. Okay, motion for
No.
adjournment. And Jens, do you have something?
No, I don't. I was just going to say bye and well, second your motion.
Okay, perfect. All right, thanks you guys. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
have a great
Bye,
day.
everybody.
All
Yeah,
right,
bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
I'm gonna stop the recording. I don't know how to do that, but